What is up, everyone? Happy Thursday. It is May 28th. That means for all of you guys with kids, or if you are kids, school is out very soon. Well, across the country, different places, but at least for us, we've got less than a week of actual in-school days. So summer's starting to show its end here, right? Everyone's gonna be going on vacation and chilling. Actually had a reasonably chill day today, which is completely not normal for me. So had some meetings canceled in the morning, so I spent pretty much the rest of the morning coding a project for work, which I can explain a little bit later. I don't know if anyone's actually interested in that, but it was super productive, and what better way to reward ourselves right now than to play some video games. Technically this would be my lunch break as well. Now we will have some meetings coming up here a little bit in like 20 minutes or so, but we're just pretty much going to be listening, so it probably should be just me muted, but you enjoying the video games, right? So Horizon 6, we want to make some more progress in this, but of course, we probably will do some Fallout as well, because Fallout is amazing, and I don't care what anyone says, but Fallout 4 will be infinitely playable for the rest of time. With all that said, let's get in. Let's jump in and have some fun. So to kind of, bring anyone who's watching up to speed, the project that I'm working on at work is actually kind of interesting. So, like every other company, we're heavily starting to get in on AI, right? We all want to get in on AI. We all want to be more productive and just, really take advantage of it, which I get, despite my hatred for AI that, is quite deep and across various levels. I see the benefit. I do. I think it's really good for automation of day-to-day processes, like annoying things like converting a spreadsheet or, retyping an email to someone really important and you want to make sure your grammar's on point. It's really good for that kind of stuff, but, like true human nature, we never just use it in a limited way. We always go too far, and that's why nobody can buy RAM right now unless you want to sell a kidney. But with all that said, we really are trying to incentivize our users to build their own applications, and this goes for technical and non-technical people. Which I know you might be thinking, whoa, that's kind of a silly idea, don't you think? Why does a non-technical person need to build an app? Well, again, we're a software company, and even the least technical person here has needs, right? They have to sometimes transform something. Sometimes they need to look things up, and there's a lot of tooling we don't have yet, and it ends up being some kind of CLI operation or some API they have to call or some manual task. And for me, sure, whatever, I'm used to doing stuff like that, but for a non-technical person, that's taking potentially 30 minutes, an hour out of their day. So the goal is to create a platform that democratizes building applications. Think about it as 3 tiers of apps, right? There's going to be your no-code applications. So these are apps that we're going to use something like AppSmith or Retool, where users can pretty much just drag and drop an app together. We'll have all the data sources pre-configured, so that means on the application itself, it would be easy for them to connect to approved databases and get approved data right into their applications. Approved services, it's all pre-done for them. They don't have to worry about anything other than building their app and making sure it works. And remember, an app is very ephemeral here. An app can be a little, one-page form that submits an email somewhere or does something, or it can be much more involved, right? Then we want to also cater to the vibe coders. So, we heavily use like Claude and Anthropic stuff, same company. So, there are quite a few people who have come to me with apps that they've built vibe coding, right, with an AI. And sure, they might have needed to go through some code tweaking really quickly, but they pretty much were ready to ship. And since we're handling all the security and hosting infrastructure already for them, we're already mitigating vulnerabilities and the other issues that might be present. And we have like GitHub Actions and a few other ways of scanning code to see if we're creating any situations. And then there's the full coders, right? There's going to be the people who build a React app or a Flask app or a fast API based API for something, right? And they just, they built it, but they need somebody to host it. And, obviously in a company, if you don't already have access, getting access to AWS and spinning up a machine and generating a certificate and, you know, standing up an elastic load balancer and all this stuff. If you know anything about that, it's a lot of work, right? And it's part of why some people may not be very incentivized to build their own app, because then they have to jump through all these company hoops to go get it hosted and have it running. Well, with all that said, you take those 3 types of applications, our platform makes it really easy for you to deploy any of them. So the whole idea will be that if you are an app creator, there's actually a dashboard that I've created. That's kind of the core of the app. The front end is like a launcher/admin console for managing their own apps. And essentially what they're able to do there is they're able to come to us and either, if they go into the no-code app builder, once they publish the app, there's actually some automations that just take it live into a testing environment for them. And it auto adds it to the app, to the launcher. And then all the user has to do is flip it to production, right? Like say go live, and it'll do it. But we've already taken care of everything for them, right? Authentication, HTTPS, all of that is already done. If you are a vibe coder or someone who built your own code, then either in the console or within our GitHub repository, you'll be able to upload your application. It has to be Dockerized, right? So it has to be ready to run in Docker. And basically what it'll do is, you know, when you basically make a pull on it, right? Or you promote it to run, we will actually pull the code, package up your application, run it on AWS, and again, it all goes through the load balancer and certificates are made and everything else. So, I don't know, long-winded way of saying we build a platform that lets anybody build apps and run them. And so, yeah, the whole point here is really to democratize creating apps, creating little forms, allowing users to, instead of, you know, somebody who's non-technical or even a technical person, having to ask and create a project and write an RFC and do all these different things to kind of have people give them the infrastructure they need to run their app. Now it's just done for them. And we optimize cost, we optimize security, and ideally, you know, for most situations, we'll be handing you the data you can use. So no asking for an API key. That was dumb. No asking for an API key to contact our production databases. No, like we have a data lake, which is just basically a big collection of data that's pulling from all those databases that these apps will actually have access to. So it's actually really secure. It's really cool, but it sounds way more complex than it truly is. It's just a lot of services orchestrating and working together to do something automated. But yeah, and I think this is something that many companies should start doing, because especially at the company I startup, which is I work at, which is a startup, there's a lot that doesn't exist yet, right? When you're at an established company like Microsoft, or even not that big, they already have tools for everything. They have internal apps for reports and data that you need to give customers. They have documentation written. They have all of that stuff and dead. They have all of it already, right? But you know, realistically speaking, that's nice. They have all that info there. Oh, man, I gotta take advantage of this. So again, it's just, you know, it's really, larger companies already have these things built out, and we can wait until we do that ourselves as well. But again, as much as I hate AI and, you know, what it means, it does also mean that people now can start to build things for us. And either it can be that little junky or nice little app that they made that helps a lot of people. It may be something that only helps them. It may be something that helps so much that, you know, my team, who will be basically overseeing this, you know, we might find that, like, hey, we want to work with that person to expand it. We want to take their little app and make it something bigger, because we're seeing the feedback from people that it's extremely useful and helpful. So that's what I did all day. Built that, and I actually had some time. I should have just like found a solution for this, but again, I like not spending money if we don't have to, and this is all non-customer facing stuff, so as long as we keep it secure, we can do this. But I also took a little bit of time. This one I vibe coded, honestly, because I wanted to focus on the main project. So I just had Claude pretty much throw together a temp mail solution. We had one, but basically the person who oversaw that left at one point, and it just kind of died off. but we used it a lot for generating test mail accounts, right? So like whenever we need to sign up for an app account or something like that, instead of using our company emails, which sure we can do, but then that just pollutes our inboxes, and you know, now we got to deal with all the extended usernames, right? Like, you know, your email plus whatever. The point being is now, like, they can just go and generate a temporary mailbox for whatever need they have. And these are company managed domain names, so it's not like we're being flagged for spam or blocked on most applications. Even if we are making fake accounts constantly, we're not doing it in a bad enough way that we're going to end up on any block list. So yeah, you know, just a lot got done, and it felt great. It feels good to be that productive. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have my day-to-day job and all, and I stay productive in that, but like, it's always the side projects that end up getting kind of punched to the side, and they lose priority because we're just so busy. Anyone of you who's worked at a startup before, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You don't just wear one hat often, you wear multiple. And time is sacred. And I am a firm believer in I don't work after hours. And I do when I have to, but I am a big believer in maintaining that separation. So while some people would say, oh, well, you know, just take it easier during the day, even if you have to stay a little longer, it doesn't work for me. That's family time. That's home time. You know, I spend enough time working and thinking about work. I need to think about my family, myself, right? So, you know, it's one of those things where it's really important that you maintain that separation and focus, because if you don't, you're going to burn out, or worse, you're going to sell your soul to some company. And I promise you, there is not a company out there yet that I have found, including mine, and I love these people very much, but there's not a company out there in the world that I've found that truly puts me above everything else. They will, don't get me wrong, my company does treat me very, very well overall, but they are still a business, and the nature of business in this world today does mean that your individual needs will never trump the needs of the organization, right? Fairly or unfairly, right? Sometimes they might have good reason, oftentimes they really don't. So for all of you who out there who might be workaholics, which, to be honest, I mean, I'm sure very few workaholics are going to be sitting here watching a stream right now, but maybe I'm wrong about that, because I'm a workaholic, I guess, and I'm here on a stream, and I watch streams. Anyway, it doesn't matter, right? It's just, I'm rambling about this stuff. Oh, I thought I was going to make it over that guy. Still got the skill points, though. Yeah, it's just like, I guess that's a little advice from, you know, a 30-something-year-old person who, I've worked for the big companies, I've worked for our startup, you know, I've held numerous jobs, you know, different roles within tech, and I can tell you that, be a good employee, you know, be smart, come up with cool ideas, but do not, absolutely do not sacrifice your personal time. Do not. No amount of money in the world is worth, unless it's like, again, 5 minutes worth and it significantly enhances your career or moves you along, move out of the way. Another G-Wagon asshole. I can promise you that you know, unless it's, again, you're getting some great clout for whatever it is you're going to do after hours, it is not worth even 5 minutes away from your kids or your wife or your dogs or your cats. You know, going out to play with soccer with your friends, or whatever the hell it is you do in your free time, is 95% of the time not worth it. There is that 5% where that action will significantly help you in some way and benefit you, but unless it brings more money, more opportunity, or more notoriety that will measurably help your career, don't bother. Don't not bother. Alright, so we got warmed up here, crashed into plenty of cars. I think it's a good start. Let's go actually run some races, because we're gonna have our first meeting of the stream coming up here in like a minute. And I don't want to just, oh, come on, bro. My drifting is not on point right now. Oh, did you guys see that? They like just, they GTA style moved out of the way. Like, you know, when you play GTA and you turn on sirens, people will just crash into each other and into walls just to get out of your way. Same idea. Ooh. You know, I mean, I wouldn't normally crash, but apparently this aids me, so, like, why not? If it helps me, I'll do it. And I feel like I'm probably just kind of going in circles somewhat, but not really. So we're going to go find something to do here in a minute. I just want to get... You know, I'm just going to free roam for now, get on this meeting, and then I'll decide which way we're going to go. Ooh, no. See, when you do that, when you drift, you got to make sure you have the right... You basically exit... entrance speed and angle has to be spot on, or you just end up sliding into a wall. So, like, here... That's a little, that was a little odd, see, like, and the drift wasn't well complete, so you just end up slamming into a wall. Or drifting across the lanes. I'm not a very good drifter in games. I believe it or not, I'm actually better with the steering wheel. My son has one of the Logitech, like, the 923s, I think it is. And that thing's pretty sweet. It's not direct drive and all that, sure, you know, but it is actually very, very nice for what it is. So, I've been, Low ride or higher ride? Oh no, higher ride, I guess. So it's really nice, actually. I love it. So I'm surprisingly a better drifter on that than I am on, you know, good old controller drifting. Just gotta text back the wifey, fiance. You know, like, I can't take the title just yet. I still we gotta earn it, right? We gotta earn the actual title. So, yeah, there's that. That's done. Okay, so yeah, let's head over to this area, and let's go get this speed challenge. I'm usually really big on completion, right? Like I like to make sure that I actually try to complete as much of the game as I can. Like as an example, I'm a huge fan of the Metal Gear series, and so like not only have I played the games a million times, but like getting all the dog tags, completed that, getting all the achievements on the consoles, tried to accomplish that. I definitely think it's, like, you don't have to do it, I don't think it's necessary, but it's like, depending on what it is, it's a lot of fun, and in this game, it definitely helps you explore, helps you find some things, find some roads, but again, it's not really helping you that much, just because, like, you're not really gaining anything, right? You know, all it's really doing for you is that you get, like, I guess, bragging rights and more XP, I guess, really, but that's about it. Oh man, I bounced off the rev limiter for too long.
Exceptional by design. Get 0.9% APR. Plus current
into the wall. Alright, I think from this road here, though, we'll have a better chance. We're gonna have to go kind of backwards against traffic, but I think with the angle of this turn here, I think I could actually, like, do way better, well, if I don't crash into things. I can do a much better speed out the gate. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I just completely made a liar of myself. So, let's go. This is just dumb. Stunt party. Maybe. I doubt this is gonna make any difference for me, but... Okay. I mean, it did give a new personal best. Yeah. Yeah, see, I hit 183. That's nothing. It's peanuts. Although I will say we could probably do like a little crossover, like start in this lane, crossover into incoming lane to make the turn really tight. Maybe this will help like get us, not that I care about really beating the personal best, but like let's see what we can do before we join this here meeting. Nope. The exact opposite of what we wanted. That's really annoying. Okay, let's try that again. I really just want to cross the 200. Really, bro? Really? Oh my god, just pile up of cars over there. Come on, baby, come on. Oh no, you mother. I don't know, I was like staring, I was like deer in headlights. I stared right at that freaking car and just rammed into him. I could have gone around, I could have done a bunch of stuff, but no, deer in headlights look for that one, for sure. Alright, so we're gonna go jump in our meeting here. We're gonna go on mute, but I will still be gaming with you. Unless I'm needed, then I'll pull over safely somewhere and go about it. So I'll be right back. But keep on chilling, guys, and maybe take a break, do a little bit of work yourselves, and you'll hear me come back in when the time's right. Do you guys see that shit? It seems like every chance that we get, there's like a pileup of cars. It's so weird.
You got leads? shot weed and grass killer kills the root and prevents weeds for up to 5 months.
Spectracide, you hold the power.
Infinity QX80, you are cleared for takeoff.
Why go commercial when you can have all the comforts of private? The Infinity QX80.
Don't shop flooring from a tiny swatch. At Airbase and Lomax Carpet and Tile Marts, you'll explore full-size carpets, hardwoods, waterproof flooring, tile, and rugs, all in stock and outlet priced. Airbase and Lomax Carpet and Tile Marts.
Here you leave today and enter a world of
Must-do's.
For whatever you love, infinite worlds await.
Hey girls, how you been?
termites. So I went to Terminix.com. I scheduled a consultation, and before I knew it, termite problem solved. Turns out they can get rid of termites quite easily. Get a custom plan to remove your termites. Your load-bearing beams will thank you.
It's just like a very cool way to prototype extremely quickly. If I go here in Figma, I just have this design here that I pulled together. I can just take the link, I can copy a link to selection, and then I can go into Codex and I can just paste the link, use the Figma skill to implement the automations page in my app. It was like 90% of the way there.
Let's go.
Faster. Everything matters.
Too slow. All right, let's go 15.
OMG, y'all. Travelers swear by this one trick.
What's up with Mom?
She's been scrolling travel advice for hours. Now she's got influencer brain.
Wonder what this luggage brand sent me? It's luggage. Vocal fry. Hybrid blow up. Hashtag Kate Pointer. Stop scrolling. Keep scrolling. Stop scrolling.
You gotta use Kayak. They compare hundreds of sites so you always get your trip right.
Oh, Mama's back, fam. Ellie.
Kayak. Got that right.
Welcome back, Doctor.
Oh, right. We are back. Had 2 meetings back to back. So I had to do that real quick. Just messing with the gearing a little bit here. I'm going with a 311 final drive, which is kind of an interesting setup, but it should be fine. I really don't understand why they run so much camber on these. I mean, I get it. I guess it's to let the car maybe squat down a little bit more on the race suspension, but that just, I don't know, that seems really off to me. So we'll just make it work, and we'll get the suspension going. So I like to typically have just a ever so slightly stiffer suspension in the front. Wow, I can't talk today. Yeah, sorry, in the back I meant. Just because, you know, you're going to get a little bit of that squatting with this kind of power. Not by much usually. I don't usually have to do a lot. And then I really try not to touch the aero too much, because that's how you end up with a car just feeling squirrely as shit. And yeah, so about a 40-60 split looks pretty good. I like to have it locking a little bit more in the front during acceleration. Decel is probably more like a 15%er for this car. At least that's what I remember it feeling a little bit better. So let's play with this thing. Had the audio down, so I couldn't really hear it.
In Philadelphia, we root for the home team because they're our team too. And with more than 8.
Alright, let's go. Yeah, it's okay. Really need a better first gear there. I really wanted to go with a 6-speed, and they like forced me into a 7-speed if I wanted the race transmission. We can pick up. This thing's gonna need some major tune-up. Yeah, no, do not enter, but we're entering. Okay. Cool. Not doing too well today, are we? I really don't like that gearing. That's just way off. I was hoping to get out of this car. See, like, the thing is, like, in the old versions of Forza, you couldn't even really reach these power levels on the 2JZ. You had to put an engine swap, which is kind of ridiculous, because the 2JZ can absolutely see some of these power levels. 1500 horsepower is nothing for a properly built 2JZ. But what I find interesting is now they did the whole thing with the transmission. So instead of being able to, you know, run a 6-speed transmission where, you know, I can have just no real need, I'm gonna probably have to dump that extra gear and just like tune it out in the gearing, which is fine. That's what I'll do. But it's really annoying to have to do that when they could have just given me a race 6-speed. Out of all the platforms in the world, the 2JZ is the one that literally has every part, every transmission combo you could possibly imagine. Now, I doubt you can actually get a 10-speed for on a Supra case, right? You'd be like swapping in some other transmission. But it's just my point being that you know, a PPG 6-speed is definitely doable. Even though this car is a manual with a clutch, so. But you know, technically, I think you can have a PPG. I don't really know much about transmissions in that sense. Probably be a little bit more in on that. So let's instead. Here's what we're gonna do. Let's try to tune out that 7th gear. I really don't want it. I don't feel like I need it. It's not like... I'm sure I can be a little bit more useful. It could be a little bit more useful to me. I'm not that great of a tuner, so like maybe in this case it just doesn't make sense. So let me, I'm okay with the setup we've got right now. Let me just save it. I don't know, we'll call this one Duration 1, because we don't know how good that's actually going to be. Share it, I don't care. We're gonna fix it up anyway. So yeah, like basically we want to try to really reach like a little bit more advanced. I really got to see what the power band for this engine is right now. And we'll treat this as like, I don't know, some kind of shitty overdrive. More like this, I don't know. This looks like it's gonna suck ass, but let's try it. This is actually much more like what I was hoping to get out of it. Now, don't get me wrong, like, it might not be able to get up to full speed as easily as it could, but I don't really care about that, right? Like, I'm not trying to just make a speed monster. I want something, if anything, I want consistent, useful acceleration more than anything else. That's really what's more important. Like, I want the car to be scary for sure, but only in the sense of if it's usable. The car's actually relatively controllable. Testing its abilities here a little bit. It doesn't have a great top speed, but again, like, this is one thing, again, like, I've always had a problem with Forza on this, and like, it seems like in this version it's slightly better, but really no different. Is the fact that, you know, people will just pretty much like max out their car. And like every car has to hit 260 miles per hour or it's useless, kind of thing. That seems to be the thing everyone goes for. Every car they build, it's tuned to hit, you know, yeah, 270, which is like ridiculous in itself for a street car or any semblance of a street car, even if it is a race car. So it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, one thing, I mean, I did the same, right? I just built a ridiculous car in a way, but like, I don't really care about that insane top speed that I can beat everyone when we pull on the drag strip. I'll have a drag car for that, right? Cars are purpose built. And I want this car to be a nice, usable, most importantly, usable vehicle, right? If it doesn't get to do the top end, whatever, who cares? You know, if it's not the fastest mile per hour that it can achieve for this chassis, that's whatever.
We're called out to this home today because of this flickering light issue that's driving the homeowners crazy. When you run into a problem like this, if one light bulb is doing it and not the other two, it could just be merely tightening the bulb. But if all three are flickering at the same time, it's typically a loose connection somewhere either in the fan, in the switch, or somewhere in the line. So give Dream Team a call. We'd be happy to take care of this for you. As you know, we know old homes.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna start this, but before I do, I need a quick snack, man. I haven't really eaten anything.
team often uses Storyblocks to get these unique visual assets. Storyblocks has unlimited downloads of diverse and high quality media for one predictable subscription cost. And then there's also AI voiceover, which gives you the ability to generate, refine, and customize narration for any project. We've actually tested this on some ads recently, and it's really cut down our post-production time. To get started with unlimited stock media downloads at one set price, head to storyblocks.com.
America's first pledge was freedom. Jeep still carries that fighting spirit. With the Jeep Declaration of Deals, we're pledging our allegiance to the American people. 0% financing on select models, or we'll cover your sales tax. Plus no monthly payments for 90 days. Jeep, there's only one.
Big magic, you know?
we're back. Took a little while longer than I expected, but we're good for another. 11 minutes, but you know, we'll make it work out. Start finishing up some of these. You know, I've got a bone to pick with the world for a second.
Hints of fresh leather.
Let's rant
Bold
a little
new
bit.
features. Get paired with our newest fleet.
So I'm eating a pot pie, right?
There's
Just like
lot
a
about
frozen,
the
you know,
job that isn't actually that fun.
quick microwave
that
thing
I
from
have now automated away almost entirely.
calendars or whoever the hell it is. And it's great and all, right? Not really. It's actually like not that great. But I guess my point really is that shrinkflation is a ridiculous fucking concept, and why we as citizens and people constantly fall for this shit is absolutely beyond me. I mean, so if for those of you who don't know, I'm sure you know what shrinkflation is, but if you don't know, it's essentially when a manufacturer of a product will reduce the product in some way in an attempt to, you know, maintain or increase their profit margins without actually changing the price of the item. So this is the reason why you buy Oreos or Star Crunch or any of pretty much anything you love and enjoy. You will find that it's smaller than it used to be. It doesn't taste good as it used to taste. It doesn't seem as filling. It doesn't seem as, you know, delicious or as, you know, yep, this is all because manufacturers, instead of adjusting the price of an item to compensate for costs or to increase profits or to maintain profits in a ever-changing economy, they will basically shrink the product down in quantity, in quality of ingredients, and size. One of them will get done. And I think it's the most ridiculous fucking thing because, I mean, don't get me wrong, nobody wants costs to go up, but you're not really getting more of the product. You know, you're getting less of the product. And if anything, shrinkflation is most of the time actually making it so, you know, it's not just adjusting the size of the product to match the cost, right? You are truly getting less for the same price. And in reality, I would say that I would want I would rather pay more for a given product to keep it the same quality and size, same quality ingredients, than I would want to just like, oh, well, because now I don't have to pay $2 extra for this thing, you know, it's gonna make me happy. Like, no, it's not. You just lower the quality now. The product is shit. It's garbage. Like, it's crap. Nobody wants to eat that. I would have, you know, sure, it would have sucked and maybe I wouldn't have bought it first time or two, but then I would have realized, man, I really enjoy eating this and I'm gonna buy it so that I can keep enjoying it. And sure, it's more expensive now, but it's still the same. I still get to enjoy pie the way I remember it, the pastry the way I remember it, whatever. So I get it, like, they're working on masses, which is people go to the grocery store, they don't care about that a lot of times. They look at what's my budget and what can I help. Right? That's what they care about. And so they would rather consumers buy a product that's ass crappier. They would rather consumers buy a product that's crappier. Because, like, when you go to the grocery store, you'll see that or whatever, still the same as before. You'll buy them even if they did shrink. It's like shit now. Ingredients. So, like, I find it really frustrating. It's the norm that we live in now, where companies are incentivized to do this. Because now, you know, I get it. Like, yeah, I might not buy your product at all because it's too expensive now. I get that. But it also means that the next time I can afford your product, it's gonna taste like shit, or the portion is gonna be just drastically smaller and it's gonna piss me off, and then I'm not gonna buy your product ever again. Because at least that's how I work. Maybe most consumers don't do that. But I will gladly learn, like, call it my cheap powers. I would rather give up ever buying your product again than to continue buying it at some crappier quality than Like, it's just not the same anymore. Because like when you find a product that yeah, cookie, it doesn't matter what the hell it is. When you find something you love, you like it, it's right there, right? Just like Coca-Cola, perfect example. I don't drink sugar sodas that much anymore. There's absolutely between cups. Again, granted, maybe for Coca-Cola it's to sell, no problem. So switching corn syrup, go. But again, I wouldn't drink it just because it tastes like shit. No, I don't drink any sugar soda. I'll drink soda. Everything diet. I don't care what aspartame say. I would rather die of whatever aspartame diabetes. But yeah, it comes down to that simple fact. This whole shrinkflation, price control, keeping up with the economy is just utter fucking bullshit. Because you're just turning a product into shit. Pop-Tarts are a great example. You guys seen Pop-Tarts recently? How just like disgusting they are. Like, they're barely filled anymore. The amount of frosting on the top is a joke. And not only that, but I don't know what they did to the dough. It's literally dusty, sandy type consistency. And I don't know who the fuck wants that. Who wants that? So this is the kind of thing, and again, like, that's more of a children's product, so maybe they just don't care because they don't kids don't eat anything. They're like, oh, Pop-Tart. Good, don't eat it. But again, this is kind of like I'm getting a little philosophical. It's shit, it's super small. But again, like, it really has changed how everything works. I don't want any of these products. Maybe it's going to take the general population longer to kind of reach. But I literally am on a rampage to screw over any corporation I can. I don't give a damn.
That feeling when
Like,
you check your bank account
if
and
you
your paycheck,
cross me once as a consumer now, I am going to remove you from my home. Period. I will never buy your products again. I will make it a point to never buy something again. Will I ever buy these Popeyes again? No.
You have the peace your deposit
Nope.
brings.
Never again.
And the best part, there's no monthly
You know,
service fee
and
for
this is really
17
having to do
to
with kind of
24-year-olds. Thanks to
political
Chase Secure
slash,
Banking.
For Chase
you
Secure
know,
Checking only, eligible direct deposits
widening
business days early, depending on when
inequality
you pay a
gap
transaction. Member FDIC.
in the United States and, well, everywhere. But yeah, like, I don't understand why, like, maybe regular consumers don't do this, but for me, the moment you cross me as a consumer, I'm out. I will make it my point to never touch your products if I can help it. And if I can't help it, I will buy it as little as possible. And I will make sure I use as little as possible so I don't have to buy any more. So I want these corporations to die. I don't care. And I know people will hear stuff like that and they'll be like, oh, well, are you sure you really want to do this? Because now, you know, jobs suffer and people suffer and they can't feed their families because, like, you know, these companies suck. They rely on these jobs for their livelihoods. And that is very true, you know? But I think we all need to make a sacrifice because we are now living in a world, especially in a country, where corporations, 1% of foreign interests of our country, legitimately will take us over. I don't think people truly understand. We've seen I'm not trying to get political, but we've seen a presidency, the way we've seen in the last 8 years, or, well, it's been longer, dealing with that shit in general. You've seen what we're capable of, what our government is able to do. Like, I mean, I don't know if you realize it, whether you like the current president or not, they just were able to subvert a bunch of balances of power. You are not supposed to be able to do that. Balance of power was the whole point behind our government, how we work. It was meant to be unbreakable, or at least very, very difficult to work. And so, I guess what I'm saying is, if that can happen, then yes, the rich owning everything can happen. Yes, you know, Cyberpunk 2077 minus the human augmentation, and even that technically could happen a little longer. But these things can happen. We've proven it. You know, I think up until the 2000s, right, in my generation up until now, we thought that the worst that can happen was Watergate, and that corporations, sure, they were greedy for profits, but it wasn't the same when I was a kid. You know, even looking back on it in analysis, we are way worse. So anyway, this started with a pot pie and ended up with a talk about politics. But again, I think you guys probably all agree. Vote with your wallets. Fuck this. I'm sorry, like pop pies of this kind won't buy again. Pop-Tarts, don't even want to buy them anymore. I don't. And I only buy them if my son wants them. So like they've already lost one consumer. I don't eat them anymore. They're garbage. The dollar store ones are more filled and taste. Can you believe it? So literally, you know, General Mills or whoever the fuck it is has ruined it. Completely, utterly ruined. Now, they've lost a consumer. Not that I'm much, I'm one person. And as long as other people keep buying, maybe they won't care. They'll adjust. But I truly want you as consumers in the United States or across the world to realize that, hey, like, take a break. Stop spending. And I know you might say, like, oh, there's some things we can't give up, like medications. Yeah, you're right. You can't give up medications you need. You can't give up supplements that help your health, right? Foods that, you know, you can't give up eating organic food, you know, even though in America, organic food is big and expensive. But I understand you can't give up some things, but give up as much as you can. Cancel Netflix, right? Cancel the subscriptions you don't use. Get outraged when these companies do something to screw you over. You're being, you know, you're patronizing their business, and in the background, I feel like every corporation sits there scheming to figure out how they can one-up you, how they can get an extra penny or dollar out of you, how they can upsell you, how they can make you buy the same shit product, but now with less quality. That's not what made you a customer to begin with. So, anyway, my point being is, take care of yourself, care about yourself and your country, care about the products that you buy. Show these fucking companies you don't give a shit about them, that you are not loyal to them, and that, you know, if they want to shrinkflate a product, go ahead, but now you've effectively changed the product, and I don't want it anymore, right? I would have rather, and again, this is the last thing I'll say on it, because I tend to rant about shit. In the case of this pot pie, I would have rather that the price went up by $2-3 anyway, which it probably did regardless, because they'll shrink the product, but then eventually the price will get raised anyway past that where it needed to be to set a certain problem like inflation. They end up raising it anyway because, you know, they want to. Honestly, I would be happier, and any company who wants to keep receiving my business doesn't care about me as a single person, but if my hopes are right and a revolution against the corporations and consumerism begins in the United States, which is unlikely, but God, I hope. As a company, I would rather pay you $2 to $3 to $4 more, even if it doubles the cost of the product, as long as the product stays exactly the same size, the same quality, the same everything. Because then at least I, as a consumer, can make the choice of saying, well, man, these pot pies or these Pop-Tarts or these sweets are way too expensive now. So I'm gonna buy it when I can, and I'm gonna go ahead and make them last a little longer. Yes, for you, for the company, it's gonna be less profit because I'm not going out and buying as often again. But I'm still buying your product, and as soon as economically I am better off, or we're back to normal, I will probably keep buying your product at the raised price because I know it's worth it, and it hasn't changed. It stayed delicious. And right, that's it. So I've got to join a meeting here. Let's keep trying. Right? Looks like that. Oh, I'm waiting. So in the meantime, let's keep racing. I hate that the game does that. It's annoying. It's a skill song. Let's get a vehicle out here. Let's play.
And while bundling groceries can be quite a handful, bundling with Geico can save you hundreds.
It feels good to bundle better. It feels good to Geico.
It's a ship. Those flashes of light, those were its engines. It's nothing like any spacecraft I've ever seen. Humanity isn't alone in the universe. And I've just... Excuse me.
Oh god. And that horrible shrink-flated pop. A little bit of heart. Shit, so much. Conagra. Fuck Conagra. Choke on it. Shitty habits. And again, like, I think we bought it only because, like, they used to be fun. Right. It got worse. I think it comes out new or something. What? No, this. Keep the skill song up. Oh, shit. Or just here, just really trying to holy fuck. Oh no. Oh, I almost lost that. Slow down. There's no real point. If you lose this shit, you lose something. I don't know that I'm really feeling it. Maintaining this shit. I'll maintain it.
Summer's here. Who's ready for camp in a new Toyota? Nice flash! The scavenger hunt starts now! The call was coming from inside the Tacoma!
Right now, buy a Tacoma with 2.99% APR financing. Or get special APR financing on a Tundra, plus $1,000 finance cash from Toyota.
Your summer starts here!
Toyota, let's go
Just
places.
go.
There is a lot about the job that isn't actually that fun that I have now automated away almost entirely. Like, we have a very large code base and we have a lot of contributors and we've got some controlled chaos going on. But here, I'm asking Codex to look at the last day of commits into this section of our run. Like, group them, tell me who worked on what, what I need to know about. And so I wake up in the morning with almost like a, you know, if you've used ChatGPT Pulse,
Can't wait until
it's like a personalized pulse.
right around the corner
in the
of
morning
the
and sitting
field.
there is like, here's what happened yesterday in the code base.
Some changes. It was a rough season this one. I don't know why. Let's see what we can get up to. I'm getting scared, man. Whenever we do these big skill points, they can all go to shit. No. Drifting, like, it sucks. It's not even good. We'll just keep threading the needle. Like, the key is just to really try to keep all these stacking just in your mind. Hey, did it really just roll? Better not have. Yeah, what a motherfucker. Just go too long? Is that whatever, still got him. Let's go. The all-wheel drive, just, you know, just don't really expect it. Hold on. Oopsies. Alright, well, nobody showed up to this meeting. They left me hanging, so sounds like a not me problem. Not my problem, SpongeBob me boy. That sounded horrible. Oh wow. She got a car. That's incredible. Alright. So I have another meeting coming up in about 20 something minutes. Personal stuff to do, but so we'll be on stream for at least a little while longer. Made it 2 hours so far. Probably one of these weekends I'm gonna do like a you know, all day long stream. I really would like to do a coding stream where we just kind of start working on a project and keep at it and keep going. It would be really cool. Yeah. So Japanese day trip, right? Inner city drift zone. We're probably gonna want to start doing some of these other. Probably gonna start working on some of these stories, Discover Japan stuff. But in the meantime, let's see. And no, I'm not gonna rent your shit or get your bug killing services. So that's off.
Oh, I crave you, Shardy.
A wristband event. Could probably do that. Looks like. Oh, dude, this is the one with the, like, Dude, really? Awesome. The mix. Transformers.
Just a massive mech standing between us and our new wristbands. Not too impossible, right?
Spectacular. What does that mean? Describe spectacular. Really spectacular or bullshit spectacular? Because there is a difference. Okay. So we're in an NSX. We can do this. Oh hell yeah! Look at that. That is awesome. I really wish that was real. I mean, probably not real, because if we can create something like that, that would not be good for humanity. It would actually be really, really, really bad. God damn. It's cool. Sure. Really, bro? You're gonna... Okay, sure. Yes. I'm gonna beat you totally. Let's do it. That's awesome. Get out of here. That's incredible. This dude's just like skating down hills. He's literally on wheels. Just like, just decimating me. Not really, but kind of. Awesome. What? Dude is just like destroying infrastructure. Why are you doing that? You're destroying Japan. Is this supposed to be like an homage to Godzilla or something? Like... Oh shit, he sounds serious. I missed the checkpoint. Of course I fucking did. I knew it. The moment I skated by that shit, I knew it. Where is his ass? He's probably well ahead of me now. you imagine that thing talking though? It would just like echo. It'd be like a massive siren across the. Oh, okay. You're cool then too. So not only are you a giant mech, but you have the really the endurance and the flexibility and all this shit. Really, dude? Damn. I mean, it is Japan. Can we really say anything? It's Japan. We know the Japanese engineers are insanely good. They know how to build this shit. It would be great if I can like start winning here. Oh, what is he gonna do to me? Hi, bye. Dude, like, how do you beat him? He's fucking skating ahead of me.
Kinetic traversal device deployed. Ready for expulsion.
Oh, really? God damn.
Experimental power systems operating at 200%. Extreme caution.
Again, I'm supposed to beat that? Oh, I see. Really? I beat him on a technicality because he overcharged and died? Like... Oh my lord.
I don't believe many can say they beat Chaser Zero in a showdown across Tokyo City.
Like, did I even really beat him though? Like, he basically died before the finish line. That's not a win. That's a I got lucky. I mean, as Dominic Toretto said, it doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning is winning or some shit, but like, it sure doesn't feel that great.
Your next wristband waits behind this Horizon Rush event. With that new wristband, you'll be driving faster.
Hey, not gonna complain. Take it.
For these new events.
So, I guess let's do some road racing up here.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. Recalculating route. In 400 yards,
Well, at least I got a car out of it. I'm back. Got a badge and all that. Again, that's great and all, but like, why do I care about the bands? So I'm getting there. I'm unlocking some stuff. Total air skills, any grade across events. 3 drift skills across any graded. Sorry, what? It's still locked? I have 550 unique cards. I mean, I'll try it. Let's see what else. Where? There, 85 miles an hour? Shit. Easy to me.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Let's get that band. Okay. Bunch of people are looking for this one. Let's see. Shit.
Arrived at your destination.
What's up? Looking forward to the rush event? It'll be a cold one, apparently. I'm gonna keep hitting races to qualify. I'll see you there, right?
Arrived at your destination.
No, that's not what I meant to do. There's a thing up there. We'll get up there.
Recalculating route. In 400 yards, turn right.
Some stuff here. Super wheel spin. It's barn. Let's see what the super spin is. Probably nothing. Ready? It's gonna be embarrassing. Hopefully not. Okay. Alright. One cool looking car, I think. Let's We should probably eventually build like a nice lightweight Formula One style of car to do some of these challenges where we need some really tight turning ability. Right? That probably would be really useful. See if we can do it with this bad. Just fuck all that up.
Arrived at your destination. Turn around when it is safe to do so. Arrived at your destination. Turn around when it is safe to do so.
That's just bad. All of that was bad. Completely useless. Not helping.
Arrived at your destination. You've arrived at your destination. Turn around when it is safe to do so. Turn around when it is safe to arrived at your destination. Turn around when it is safe to do so.
try to find a car that's going to actually get us through there. Now, something like this would probably be pretty dope, the buggies. But we really need something much lower to the ground to clear something like that. That tends to be, if you want to be able to steer and have that tight of steering, it's going to have to be something that nice and low to the ground, nice low center of gravity. Like, even something like this could work, but we need it to be a little lighter. I mean, I would even be tempted to take this piece of shit through it, but maybe. You know what? Let's try that, because these supercars do have a tendency to be able to turn on a dime. Let's see if we can do any better. Yeah, I can fuck with this. Ooh. Very slippery though.
You have arrived at your destination.
So, right idea needs a lot more control.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. Arrived at your destination. Arrived at your destination.
Okay. Better.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Oh, incorrect car. Yeah, of course they would do that, right? They're not going to just let you do it, however. Country. Okay, has to be a Japanese car. Okay, we can work with that. Now, joining a meeting here, so we're going to go quiet for a little while, and then we have another meeting right after that, but I will see you guys. I'll be around here. We'll be streaming for a little while longer, but I'm assuming the next meeting's probably not going to need anything from us. It's going to be a lot of listening as well. God, I hope the one after that won't be. So we'll probably end the stream after an hour here, give or take. But you know, we're good for right now. Let's keep going. And that was a mistake, not that.
I remember you. Ayo, Vertos, why this lit?
The filters here kind of suck. Why can't I filter by country of origin? That's annoying.
Why this lit?
Hey, Rick.
Phoebe.
You got weeds?
Oh, I got weeds.
You got the good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The stuff that starts working the same day?
Think so.
The stuff that kills the root?
Yeah.
The stuff that lasts up to 5 months?
Yeah, not really.
Oh, shoot.
Spectracide One Shot Weed and Grass Killer kills the root and prevents weeds for up to 5 months.
Spectracide. You hold the power.
On 3. Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance to help people save hundreds. 1, 2, 3.
Liberty Mutual has your car insurance.
Nailed it! Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
So, still in our meeting here, but nobody needs us right now. We're just monitoring, so trying to find a Japanese sourced car that will let us do what we need to do. And so far, it's not looking great. I mean, like, I can do it. I think it's just practice in better lines, but like, I was really hoping to, I don't want to call it cheap, but kind of, you know, just find a way through, make it happen without just basically sitting here trying to figure it out over and over and over again. So, yeah, it's okay. We'll figure something else out. But I think I qualified, and that's what I cared about. I don't think I necessarily need the 3 stars, really. I could go for it, but who cares? Although I did see somebody in an Integra in that thing. Was it an Integra or was it a... I don't know which one it was. It looked like it was an Integra of some sort. Well, either way. Not gonna find anything here for now that's gonna meet that need over there, so we'll just go with what we got for now and move on to something else, a different challenge. Although there are some cars I do want. Some barn finds. I gotta go find these cars. Maybe we'll do that. We'll do some barn finds. Although I do want to do something with the NSX. That thing is dirty looking. So you know what? Before we go anywhere, let's just take a look and see what kind of tuning we can do with that. I don't know if you ever seen it. If you ever get a chance, definitely go out and look at some of the turboed Honda NSXs, the Acura NSX, whatever. That there are. There are some just absurd cars out there. There's one guy that has like a 600-700 horsepower one, and it sounds like a goddamn jet engine. So. I wonder what this is. I wonder if this is the twin turbo 3.5 liter from one of the hybrid Acuras. Let me see if I can look it up, because definitely that kind of sounds like the drivetrain. It seems like a twin turbo V6 out of the then again, it could just be like a generic twin turbo hybrid V6, right? Oh yeah, okay, it is the one off the 2017 NSX, so it is a Honda J engine, if I remember correctly. So I don't know if this is worth it, because I would rather keep the stock motor, but you know how these are. They don't really match up with what's really possible in real life. I'm assuming the 3.2 liter seems to be an NA motor out of the M3, which is an interesting choice of motor. Yeah, this is exactly the motor that it is. So that's not what we want either. We definitely don't want a 2.0 turbo, although I would imagine the 1.6 Rally engine is the old style one. There's a 6.2 V8, we know that. It's pretty much your Hemi, if I remember correctly. So it does make me wonder, what engines do we want? Some of these motors just... Actually, a 6.2 liter is not a Hemi, is it? The 6.2 liter is basically a Chevy motor. I'm not good with my domestics, so you'll have to excuse me a little bit there. Not very good with them at all, but yeah, now that I remember, a 6.2 liter V8 is basically your NA LS3, I think, or LS6, something like that.
Hello.
Okay, get ready.
It's almost time.
This summer it's toys versus tech.
So it kind of makes me wonder what is going to be.
Tickets are
I'm not just going for like massive engine size, right? I'm looking for what's going to make the most sense.
June 19th. Nice poncho.
It's good to see them fighting again.
It sure is.
You ready?
Get your tickets now.
Go farther in the all-new Jeep Cherokee Hybrid with over 500 miles of range with no plug needed.
Bye, Billy.
And of course, I was bitching earlier about how people just max out their cars, but again, this one's not to go beat. This one's just for the fun. I'm not gonna probably do very much with this one at all. I love how it still has the the V6 Honda in there though. Looks dope. And it still fits technically. I mean, I'm pretty sure the new engine, the new NSX engine doesn't look like that, but if it did, I mean, it looks close enough. Right? Like, it's close enough to bench you. It's a shame you can't lose more weight on this car. It's like noticeable difference in launch because the chassis doesn't flex nearly as much. I don't understand these 7 speeds. I'm gonna spend all those on this car though. I thought maybe we can accelerate a little bit more out of it, but love how that little bar like makes a significant difference. Yeah, I'm not gonna. That's not the setup I'm gonna go for. I'm trying to be very cognizant. I mean, eventually, I'm sure I'll have enough money to just do whatever the hell I want, regardless of anything else. But I'm trying to be conscious. I'm trying to be conscious about the money I spend now because there are going to be other cars I need to build, or I must build, and I'm not going to have any money for it. No, we'll go with that. Although, honestly, this little piece of shit beat, I wonder what we can do with this. Like, show a big motor in there. Really, because I thought I saw one just like tear it ass. Oh wow, there's 1 point. Hell yeah. That's how you do it right there. Just stick a fucking motorcycle engine on it. 100cc, 1000. So that's basically an R1 motor. If or maybe at 250 horsepower. I don't know. That seems more like the BMW. That seems like an S1000RR motor. Oh, this is hilarious. I gotta. Oh no, you can turn. We gotta check this out.
I love nature, just not in my house. A rat. It's in the garage. So I called Terminex. Booked my free consultation. They were so quick and got rid of my rat problem. Book online at Terminex.com.
It's just like a very cool way to prototype extremely quickly. If I go here in Figma, I just have this design here that I...
Anabolic beats.
I'm just gonna say, can you guys imagine the Racing 3.0 liter instead of this lightweight piece of junk? I mean, I'm really tempted to use the motorcycle engine because that just looks dirty, scary fast. But I mean, all right, I'm gonna try the bigger motor and see what happens. But I'm kind of tempted to spend the money just to see both. So let's abandon the setup.
Shy. A thought show.
I was helpless from his gaze. His irresistible, cheesing body.
What? And then he said, "Devour me." I need to cheese it, Daddy.
Cravings can happen anywhere. Want it, need it, cheese it.
We're called out to this home today because of this flickering light issue that's driving the homeowners crazy. When you run into a problem like this, if one light bulb is doing it and not the other two, it could just be merely tightening the bulb. But if all three are flickering at the same time, it's typically a loose connection somewhere either in the fan, in the switch, or somewhere in the line. So give Dream Team a call. We'd be happy to take care of this for you. As you know, we know old homes.
Labs. I love you.
I'm optimizing my Amazon PPC campaigns, but I could use a little help with AI. All right, AI, now get to work and optimize.
Beep boop, beep boop, beep beep boop, beep boop.
Oh no, you made the ACOS go up. Why'd you do that?
Trust the 4-week learning curve.
All right. Is it working now?
No.
AI sucks. Get better Amazon performance with Ad Labs.
Gus!
Nice job.
Gus!
Hey, looking good.
time.
How'd y'all wanna be, bitch?
Stormy too wavy.
I could just slap a circle around myself. But when I add a sound effect to that circle, and all of it is from Storyblocks, where a subscription gets you unlimited downloads that are 100% royalty-free, pre-licensed, and ready to use. Thank you, Storyblocks, for saving me a ton of time and allowing me to continue to be a lazy editor.
Termites were eating my house. They eat house. So I went to Terminix.com. I scheduled a consultation, and before I knew it, termite problem solved. Get a custom plan to remove your termites. Your load-bearing beams will thank you.
All right, my friends, it has been real. I would love to stay with you longer, but I actually have to leave for my next meeting. And this one's going to require my full attention, and then after that, I'm logging off. So we are done for today. We will come back and build the Honda Beat that everyone hates later. But it was good hanging out with you. Hope you all are having a great day. Happy Thursday. And for all of you that will be leaving school soon, or tomorrow's your last day, enjoy it. Happy summer vacation to you all. But other than that, peace out, people. Catch you on the next one.